Good morning, guys. Hope you're having a good weekend. It's Stock Picks by Tim, and in this video I wanted to go over Chargepoint, Chpt. We have some recent developments, and I also want to go over the chart, show you guys a couple important spots to watch. And if you like these types of videos, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let me know that you like these types of videos. Don't forget to check out the links below for some free crypto and stocks. And let's take a look at Chargepoint. Now, if you're unfamiliar with Chargepoint, they are the market leader with over 65% market share, and they have over 14,000 charging locations. And surprisingly, every 15 seconds a driver connects to the Chargepoint network and charges. And here's something really interesting that I bet you didn't know, and that's electric vehicles actually outsold gas vehicles in the late 1800s. And I will leave you this article below, but I just wanted to tell you that it's really interesting that EVs actually had their day in the spotlight. In 1897, they outsold gas vehicles, but they didn't outsell steam-powered vehicles. But this was short-lived because just like the problems we have today with infrastructure, range, it was also a problem back then. It's just that gas vehicles weren't caught up yet. You had to hand crank them. And as gas vehicles continued to get updated, it just seemed like the better choice back then. I think now the better choice is going to be EVs. The proof is in the numbers. There's definitely mass adoption. The government's even pushing for it. And while we do have a ways to go until we are a majority EV sold compared to gas, EVs are definitely taking market share. And this report in March of 2022 actually goes into how EV sales have increased while gas sales decreased compared to their previous quarter. Now, yes, obviously gas vehicles are outselling EVs, but the rate of sale is declining over previous quarters, over previous months. Now, I think that's quite interesting, and it just shows us this huge shift that's happening, and the choices of EVs are definitely increasing. You'll see that all the major auto manufacturers are now implementing EVs into their lineup, and that's very telling of the direction things are going, in my opinion. But let's look at a couple of things specific to Chargepoint. And one huge thing, in my opinion, is the CEO, Pascal Romano of Chargepoint, being appointed by Biden to the NIAC, or the National Infrastructure Advisory Council. And he's definitely been around the block. He co-founded a company called Fluent that was later acquired by Novell in 1993. He also co-founded 2Wire, which was acquired by Pace PLC in 2010. So he's very successful with creating these businesses and then other companies seeing the value there and buying them out. Not saying this is what will happen with Chargepoint, but to me it shows that he has great leadership skills. He knows how to run a company, knows how to create successful businesses. And I definitely want to pull up the chart for you guys. Now you'll see this purple line I talked about last Chargepoint video a couple days ago. We are still respecting this line. We are still respecting this ascending support. And we did just bounce off of it on September 29. Now, next week, if we have a really rough week, very possible that this breaks the support and we fall further, test some new levels, potentially test $11 after potentially testing the $13 area. To me, it's very encouraging to see that Chargepoint is still respecting that May 11 low, has not came anywhere near that. You know, their May 11 low was in the $8 range. We're sitting here almost doubled up still. And meanwhile, the overall market, you know, we've got Apple just tanking, and in my opinion, it will continue to drop. The SPY broke a critical level, 360. It broke on Friday. And if the market continues to be bearish, continues to drop, it's going to be really important to watch Chargepoint and see how it does compare to the overall market. Do we start tanking? Do we start reaching this May 11 low? Or does this hold up surprisingly well, kind of like how small caps have been doing compared to the overall market? Well, yes, small caps have been dropping a bit. I think we definitely felt a lot more pain coming up to this May 11 point, just this hard, sharp drop. That being said, you know, it's definitely possible we do come down, but I'm very confident in Chargepoint, and I will be continuing to add Chargepoint. They are still consistently raising their revenue despite the economy. We'll see if they lower their future guidance at some point, but I'm pretty confident that they will continue to give increased revenue. While that growth may come down a little bit, we are still going to see revenue increasing quarter over quarter, in my opinion. And regardless of how the economy does, you know, people are still going to charge their EVs with Chargepoint. But one negative I can see is definitely, you know, from a parts perspective, the cost of their parts could be more expensive, and that could hurt their bottom line a bit and continue to push them away from profitability. So this is definitely not without its risks, but I do think long-term Chargepoint is extremely attractive even at its current price. That being said, don't be afraid to buy the 13s, 12s, 11s, 10s. I'm not scared one bit. I definitely have a lot of faith in Chargepoint. I know that I'm dealing with the market leader here. I know that we're in a massively accelerating industry. We have a great CEO that knows what he's doing. Chargepoint has been proving itself with consistent revenue growth, and I have no reason to doubt it. Just because the price suffers from time to time gives me no reason to not invest in this great company in my eyes. But I'm very curious about your thoughts on Chargepoint. Let me know how you feel about it. Have you been consistently adding it? Are you looking for some lower levels? Are you just waiting for a clear uptrend? Thanks as always, guys, and take it easy.